Hey, this is Gary Kayye. We're here at day one of InfoComm 2025, and my first appointment for the entire show is one of my favorite companies in the industry, Nureva. You know them at nureva.com, Nureva.com. I'm here with James Rempel, who is the Vice President of Products. And I know this is an exciting day for you because you're launching a brand new product line.
Yeah, that's right. This is our new HDX system. We're doing an announcement preview right now. So we're announcing earlier than we normally do because our customers have long planning cycles. So we're announcing today. We're going to start doing live demos in the fall, and we're going to be shipping early 2026.
So this is a really cool video we're going to do because unlike our other videos that we spend time on the show floor, this is a deep dive. So we're actually going to go into the technical parts of this product line because, you know, normally we would just kind of cover the basics, right?
Yeah.
But let's start with, if we could come around here and take a look at the products that you've had. These have used your microphone mist technology to create, you put one of these in a room, you're creating 8,000 plus virtual microphones.
Exactly.
And it becomes a mic array that picks up anything in any size room. And I've even used it in a room as large as 40 by 30.
That's
right. I know these work. What's the difference between this and the HDX?
Yeah.
Because this looks a lot different, and I see multiple, multiple bars here and something called a pod.
That's right. So with our current products, they're really designed around audio conferencing. So they provide amazing microphone pickup over large spaces.
Yeah.
They do onboard echo cancellation. They're very easy to install and easy to manage. But what we're finding, our customers with their larger rooms, they want to do more.
Right.
Conferencing is great, but hey, I want to play rich media in the room. I want to help people in the room hear one another. I want to handle assistive listening and provide assistive listening for people with hearing challenges.
Okay.
And so that was sort of the genesis for the HDX series.
So this does the mic array like you've done, but also does program audio, right?
Exactly.
That's what you're saying. Yeah. It also does assistive listening.
Yeah.
And then go ahead.
Yeah, and then also voice amplification, where someone can wear voice amplification is where someone wears a wireless microphone or a handheld microphone, and we plumb that into the system, and it gets amplified in the room.
Sure.
And then the other way we solve the how do people in the room hear each other challenge is with voice lift. And that's where using the room microphones with the HDX, we can pick up people talking and then subtly amplify their voices in the other parts of the room.
So let's talk about how this works. I know there's obviously, you're calling this the hub.
Yes.
This is like a compute device,
the brains
basically
of the system.
And so what is this doing exactly? Is this where the AI is?
So this is where all of the audio processing happens. It's also where we make all of our AV connections. Okay. So we have 6 ports here where we can connect.
So these all connect through network.
Yeah, so it's all a single cable that delivers power and connectivity.
Right.
So there's a single power input. And then we also have balanced analog connections for audio devices.
So for sources.
Yeah, exactly. So you can connect up to 4 wireless microphones to the system, and then we have 2 output channels as well.
Okay.
And then we have an optional subwoofer connection here. So if you really want to round out those lower frequencies, you can connect a subwoofer.
And obviously if you're doing program audio, you'd use a subwoofer.
Yeah. Although these speakers will go down to 120 hertz on their own. So they already have quite nice bass. Yeah. But the subwoofer adds a nice texture to the sound. And then we have a USB connection to connect to your compute. And then we have 2 Ethernet ports. One is for connecting to a LAN, and then the other is for connecting to the internet for device management using our Nureva console.
So it works with console.
Exactly.
Across the cloud and everything.
Exactly.
All right, so my guess would be that the bars are what you focus on first, and the pods are what you add later, depending on the configuration of your room. Is that how it works?
Yeah.
So tell me what's different about these than say an HDL 300.
Yeah. So the big difference is much more powerful speakers. Okay. So it's a two-way speaker system. It's got drivers and a tweeter built into a vented speaker box in the bottom. And then in the top, we have a 2-dimensional microphone array that drives or works with our microphone mist technology.
Okay, so this is still microphone mist.
Yeah.
Is it what's the virtual number of microphones in a room based on the number of devices you put in?
It varies. So the system, when you first plug in all the components and start it up and run through the calibration routine, the system automatically figures out where all the devices are in the room, and generates a customized coverage map of virtual microphones based on where the components are. So the number of virtual microphones will vary depending on the size and shape of the room.
And so then, is it going to recommend, hey, you might need to use a second bar or a hub or a pod or something like that?
Yeah, we're working on a configurator, so you can kind of enter in the characteristics of your room, and it will tell you, hey, here are the components you need.
How does it react? You do all that calibration prior to anyone in the room. Now you fill the room with people. Does it then, in real time, sort of like monitor itself, or how does that work?
Exactly. So there's kind of two different processes. The first calibration you run through when you install it is what we call a geometric calibration, and that's where the system determines where all of the components are located using audio.
And how big the room is.
Yeah, and how big the room is. And then the second process is where we use the microphones to listen to how audio responds to the room acoustics, and we use that to tune the echo canceller. And so that happens continuously. As long as you're using the product, it will continue to update to the room acoustics. Because you're right, when a room is empty, it sounds very different than when it's full of people.
Yeah, and you're obviously, you're going to have the ability technically to adjust the volume based on those factors as well. I mean,
exactly.
So that would be that concept of automating all of that would be really nice.
Exactly, and the fact that that this ends up being a very tightly integrated system makes a lot of things easier. Because when you sort of stack audio use cases, they conflict with one another, right? And so, for example, with the subwoofer and the built-in EQ for the speakers, we've introduced a feature that we call adaptive sound mode. And so we can tell whether the mics are being used or not. So we assume, hey, if the mics are being used, you're in a conference call. And so we automatically, we turn off the subwoofer, we tune the EQ to ensure that there's no echo leaks. But if the microphones aren't active, it's wide open.
So based on that, then, you could actually connect it to a calendaring program and actually book, automatically book and free up rooms. Based on listening to whether someone's in a room.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
something we're looking at.
Just an idea. You should take a look at that.
I like that.
Because you're not shipping until the beginning of next year, so you got all these ideas that you're going to get out of it.
That's great.
But yeah, I love it. I think it's, first off, aesthetically, obviously you can see it looks different than what they've done in the past. Your stuff wasn't bad at all, but this looks like a lot better. And so tell me about these. I mean, this is kind of a fun thing.
So this is our LED indicator system, and we find, so we sell about half into corporate and then half into classrooms, or corporate meeting rooms, and then higher ed classrooms and training rooms. We find with instructors, they want to know what state the system is in. So we have this, we call it the Eclipse, and thank you whoever did that, Dave, thanks. So this can convey a whole bunch of information around what state the system is in. It can show you volume, whether you're on mute, and it's big and bright, so you can see it across the room.
I'm guessing this is mute.
Exactly, yes. And
so the volume, to indicate volume, would you just like fill?
Maybe we can demonstrate that. There we go. So as you're using the remote control, so as you use the remote control, the ring will automatically, there we go.
There you go.
Fill in.
Yeah, this is well thought out.
And then for meeting rooms, though, we find that people want a more subtle indication. So you can customize this to just show a dot on the pod.
Yeah, and then people will like the red because they want to know that they're not being listened to.
Exactly.
In the case that they're talking about something they don't want out there.
People really care about mute. That's a very important feature, and they want to know that it's working and
they have that visual confirmation. All right, so this is obviously a tightly integrated system. And it's going to ship beginning of 2026. Is that right?
That's right. That's right.
And obviously this really isn't competitive to what you have now, because what you have now is sort of like plug and play, and it's USB and it works in sort of any application. This is for people who want to do not just mic arrays, but want to do program audio and assistive listening. And of course, they could use it.
It works really well for conferencing as well, obviously, but it's really, so we've maintained the level of simplicity we have with our current products in terms of the automatic setup and calibration. Yeah. You can use our app to configure it. But it's a beefier system, right? Yeah. It's designed to cover more audio use cases. So
so you wouldn't have to have a separate program audio in the classroom.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then, I don't know, maybe with the assistive listening side, maybe simultaneous translation might come in the future.
That's
makes sense.
That's actually
one of these other companies
something we're working with. Yeah. So just on assistive listening, what we've done is we've built in. So this has a Bluetooth antenna on it and a Bluetooth radio.
Auracast?
Yeah, it has Auracast built in.
Okay, good.
So the nice thing about that is, again, you can plumb it in directly to the microphone pickup and the far side audio. And broadcast that over an Auracast channel.
Auracast is a standard, by the way, Bluetooth standard. New version of Bluetooth has Auracast built into it, which is nice because you can use your own device. You can use your own phone, your tablet, whatever you want to use, and use your own headphones. You don't have to have a third-party device like you do in like the fitness centers like we have today.
Exactly.
So that's really nice. And any new Bluetooth product would have Auracast built into it. So this is compatible with that, right?
Exactly.
And so that was intended as a consumer kind of solution, but it's really a professional grade audio solution.
I think there's a huge number of applications for it in the business to business space.
Especially higher end assistive listening.
Yeah.
House of worship and in businesses.
Exactly.
And higher education.
Yeah.
So all right. So to learn more about this is HDX. HDX. So go to Nureva.com, Nureva.com. And just search the HDX. I'm sure it'll be on their homepage, actually. We'll ship beginning of 2026, and I'm sure it'll go through some other iterations, but you're the first ones to see it, so this is kind of fun, James. I really appreciate you doing this deep dive on this. Obviously, you can always see all the other videos we're going to shoot here. Now we're going to spend the time to shoot other videos on all the products that are here, so you still understand the latest version of HDL 300, the dual systems, the 400 I should say, and the 200. So if you want to see all that and everything else that Nureva is doing, all you got to do is go to raypublics.com/InfoComm, type in Nureva in the video search window. You'll get all those videos we're going to shoot today. But I'm excited for you. Congratulations.
Yeah.
And aesthetically, whoever that was, tell them kudos.
I will.
I don't know if that was you or whoever did that.
No, it's Mark Fletcher. He's a great designer.
Call out to Mark Fletcher. You got a really nice design there, Mark. Thanks for watching.